How you doing?
Pause. Sorry. Let me pause.
You all right? How are you?
I'm well. I actually just signed up. So I'm in Hawaii and it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So I actually woke up this morning and signed up. So I don't have anything. And then I came out to the car to check my email and was like, oh, it's a Zoom call tonight. Okay, let me. So I
Yo,
wasn't. I'm behind the power curve on everything. I saw the video. I didn't even honestly think that the sale was still going on. They let me buy it, so I was like, cool, rolling.
hey, I'm so glad that you're in on it. I can't wait for us to just, we try to make these things as informational and as engaged as we possibly can so that, we can make sure that nobody leaves from this challenge with the same mentality or, the same goals and things of that nature as they came. So I'm super excited and thank you so much for supporting us and being here and, present with us. Awesome.
No worries. I'm glad to be here. Um, and then so how would that impact me? The fact that like everybody else is doing the challenge, but I'm like not doing the challenge.
Well, the challenge is simple. Initially, we started it just to make sure that people were implementing CMOS into their lives a bit more. And
Okay.
so that was really the entire objective of the challenge. We included other things because we saw an opportunity to help in more places or in more areas with the kind of setup that we have. And so the actual challenges, the mental aspect of those challenges and everything else is really additional. Even in the first challenge, not everybody did everything. But we definitely taught as much as we could to make sure that everyone had knowledge to back up, their reasonings for the decisions that they'll be making. And we got, a lot of great results from that. Some people lost weight. Other people really did make that leap into changing their lives, changing their mind, and, about doing what's best for them. And so that's really what it's all about, just a completely transformative challenge. It'll challenge you as much as you allow it to.
Okay.
But that's awesome. Thank you for your service. I see you in your uniform.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate it, but I go to work every day just like you. Like I said, this was even happening. I work in a building. I have to leave my phone outside. I saw I had an email. Like, oh, well, I guess I'm going to uniform.
It's awesome. You're appreciated. You're valued. How about you? Hi, Maria.
Hi, you can call me Mia.
Mia.
Um, so I'm new. I'm transitioning from the regular diet to becoming. I've been a vegetarian for a few months, and I wanted to go vegan. Um, and so I'm here to learn.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here and even wanting to make those kind of decisions. That's awesome. That is awesome. That's awesome. Okay. We're going to continue to let people roll in here for just about probably 2 more minutes. And then we'll get going so we don't take up a lot of y'all's time. Everybody having a great day. Who is, let me see, Helen?
Hello, it's Helene. How are you?
Helene, how are you? I am great.
Great. I am great as well. Excited about the call tonight and this week.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much for being a part of.
Yes, you're welcome. Thank you.
Not a problem. Not a problem. I cannot wait.
Yes, you guys have lots of great information. I've watched some of your videos. I've seen some things on your site, so I'm excited.
Awesome. Thank you. That excites me.
Yes, yes.
Let me see. Marlo,
Hello,
how you doing?
I'm good. Just getting off of work, so I'm sorry.
Oh no, no worries at all. No worries at all. You having a great day today?
I am having a great day. Busy, but it's good,
Hey, busy is the way to be.
Absolutely, especially if it's a good busy, right?
Yes, absolutely. Let me see. Who else do we have here? Is it Simone or Simon? Did I get it right? We'll come back to it. Beverly,
Hi, good afternoon. Well, good evening.
how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I am great.
Good. Look, I was trying to figure out, I said it's been so long since I did a Zoom meeting. How do I do this again? I was like,
This is one of the easiest ways for us to engage with everyone as best as we could. Different people do different things throughout this challenge, and so being able to see everyone and how they're actually doing it brings a lot of ease and just comfort to us, because there'll be some things that some will be going through depending on how they're utilizing this challenge, and they don't know that there's something wrong with that or anything like that, and it makes it difficult to just deal with in a safe way. So that is awesome. I'll say we're here at 7:02. I see you, Adana. I see you, Laura. How are you all?
Sorry, how are you?
I am great. Thank you, beautiful. Okay. So we got Netta in here now.
Okay. Hey, everybody.
Hey,
Okay. How are y'all? Aw.
great. I have to say the one positive thing about COVID, I think, is Zoom, because I'm like I'm like a hour, I think, ahead of you guys. And so it's so nice to be able to join and to meet you guys and learn from you guys. So I think that's the one positive thing about Zoom.
Yes, I love it too. There are so many apps that they've developed. One that I love is called Clubhouse. But I link and I network with a lot of different professionals in different industries on there, and I just love the closeness. How we can all be in different parts of the world doing different things, but somehow we're still on the same accord. It's powerful, when you think about it. But I'm so grateful that you all are here. This Zoom meeting is really just going to be introductory, however you say that word. Really meant to just tell you, what all is possible with this fast, with this challenge, and really trying to get you guys to incorporate more into the challenge. From what we've learned from doing this for the first time was, not only was it effective, but it was more so effective for those that really, really dove into it. One of the best things that came out of this to me wasn't even the weight loss or helping with different ailments, but it was the complete mental transformation that a lot of people had that enabled them to become the better version of themselves. And we're going to do the same thing here, share as much knowledge and information as we can, as well as give as many tips, advice as we can, answer questions and things of that nature. The previous Zooms were going like 3 and 4 hours, so we're not going to do that. We're going to keep it on the time restraint. No, we're going to be mindful. I'm the worst at it. It's really not her, it's me. So I'm going to be mindful of that. But yes, after we get done talking about things, we're going to open the floor up to see if any of you have any questions, concerns, see what you guys are going to be doing on this challenge. And yeah.
Does anybody have any questions about the PDF? Or exactly what it is you're supposed to be doing throughout the 7 days?
Nope. Let's go through it from the.
Just like follow one.
I was gonna
the
say,
day.
I read the PDF, but I figured our first meeting would say, lay out what it was. we're supposed to be
Absolutely.
doing.
That's
So-
what we're about to. Okay. So, in regards to the PDF, hopefully all of you have had an opportunity to read it over at the least. What we did was just honestly included as much information as possible and laid out exactly how we're going to be doing this challenge. We understand that everybody is in different spaces. Not everyone wants to do an extreme challenge. There are some people that they couldn't do the smoothie challenge and the smoothies alone. And so we opened the floor up and allowed those to eat as long as you're consuming your sea moss and your smoothies every day. So this challenge could be whatever you really want it to be. Our main goal was to make sure that we were helping people, challenging people to implement a better routine, to implement healthier things into their life. Especially at the time that we started it, because it was a New Year's thing. It was the peak of January. These smoothies, There is a strategy. Do you mind if I go into that?
Go ahead.
There is a strategy to fasting, and a lot of people don't discuss the dangers of fasting and doing certain challenges, because we have to be mindful of the fact that a lot of us are in different spaces in regards to our health. So what may be okay for Laura does not work for Beverly, and so forth and so on. But the overall strategy within this challenge was to get people to get the toxins, bacteria, the mucus, and things of that nature out of their body. While reading that packet, hopefully you all, understood the benefits of sea moss and how we'll be utilizing it, especially during a time to where mucus congestion are one of the main causes of death. In regards to COVID and COVID-19 specifically, and that was one of the things that encouraged us to come out with this, because people are buying sea moss, but I don't think people are understanding just how much they can do with it and how beneficial it is and why it is that way. The reason that sea moss took off the way that it did at the peak of COVID is because people caught on to the fact that sea moss is a great expirant. It really does an amazing job at being a mucilage kind of veggie that will go in and provide mucilage to the areas that need it and help you expel the mucus that normally sits and sometimes hardens within the lungs and the bronchi or our airways. And because of that alone, we experienced a dramatic change in the industry that we'd never experienced before. With that being said, people are still feeling as if because they're of how they're consuming it, just taking the gel or whatever the case may be, that they're doing enough. And that's not necessarily always the case, especially depending on what kind of elements or what's the purpose of why you're using sea moss. So within this challenge, especially the fruits included within the smoothies, we're doing a multitude of things, whether you guys realize that or not. The fruits are used in order to provide the body with fiber. A lot of us are congested. If you are not having a bowel movement at least 3 times a day, and or if you are not pooping after every meal, there is some delay within how your body is expelling bacteria and waste. And that alone within itself can be a problem, because that's when we get into the ability to degrade the quality of the blood, to taint the blood with bacteria and a multitude of things that can create flu-like symptoms and all other kinds of diseases and viruses within the body. The fruit is going to be used in order to, it almost acts like a brush in regards to the intestinal wall. It has the ability to provide the body with enough fiber to really get in there and move the waste along if any of us are congested. Just by a show of hands, because I don't want everybody to unmute themselves at once. How many of you would say that your bowel movements are regular? 1. And that's it. So many people don't understand just how much of a problem that is. What you all are going through and what a lot of us go through is we load our body up with toxins and bacteria and all these kind of things that our body really has a tough time with dealing with. Sometimes the body does not deal with. And then when we go on certain challenges in these fasts, and that bacteria is stirred up, it's mixed up because of the fruits that you're putting into your body, because of the alkaline things that you're putting into your body, because of sea moss that you're putting into your body. You stir that bacteria and those toxins up, but you're congested and you're constipated. So the waste that you're stirring up and you're loosening up, you can't expel. And that within itself, during any challenge or during any fast, could make you sick. It will make you sick, because at that point you have more bacteria than you can actually get rid of. So getting our bodies to the point to where we are having frequent bowel movements. You should have a bowel movement after every meal. If you eat something on Monday, and let's just say there's an actual test, I want to say, and don't get me to lying, but if I'm remembering this accurately, there's a test that you can do for yourself. Little charcoal pills. Get a little pill of activated charcoal and eat it. When you see that come out in your stool, and you will see it because of the charcoal, the coloration and things of that nature, it will let you know just how backed up you are. Many people will be amazed to understand that you are backed up for days. I mean, 5, some people a week. The average person has anywhere between 5 to 15 pounds of feces and feces alone stuck within their body. So when people did this challenge, they thought, oh, I lost fat. Not necessarily so. You lost waste. It got you going. It got you moving. And that within itself is a great first step, especially for someone looking to heal their body, because as I said, there's a strategy to everything. Those that like to fast and they have no method in regards to their fasting is very dangerous, because you don't understand what's going on on a cellular level to understand what you need to take your body through. If you are not able to expel the waste that you are actually trying to get rid of, you do your body no justice. So that's what this fruit is going to be. The fruit is going to help us get some of those bowel movements going. The sea moss is absolutely going to do that, especially in regards to weight. There were a lot of people that were doing it for the possibility to lose weight. Sea moss has an amazing benefit to where it actually it decreases the appetite to where you're not even as hungry when you really consume it in the way that you should. Some of the fruits and the remedies or the recipes in regards to the smoothies were for a reason. Typically, if you've been eating the cheeses, the meats, and stuff of that nature, you got worms. And it's cool, not really. We all kind of got them, but you got worms. There's parasites and all kind of stuff that's within those things. And those parasites and those worms play a major role in your cravings. They play a major role in just your body type. Some people, may not be able to hold weight, or some people are anemic and don't understand why, after taking all the iron they can, why aren't they reversing that disorder? There are some people that are actually so filled with parasites, mucus, and things of that nature to the point to where you're not even receiving the nutrients that you're supposed to be receiving. One of the recipes, the smoothies includes papaya. If y'all don't know, papaya, not papaya, but just food in general is your medicine. Food in general is your medicine. The fruits and things, and they don't have to be complicated. And I'm not talking about nothing exotic. I'm talking about strawberries, blueberries, pineapples. These things have acids and different aspects of them that actually have the ability to do everything from reverse influenza to kill off certain worms and parasites and so much more. Papaya, there is a research done in Africa that I studied on a while back when I was trying to look for effective ways in order to kill worms and parasites within the body. And papaya came up. The seeds within papaya have an agent within it called papain, Papain. And that along with some honey, I believe, in their experiments, was used in order to actually kill the worms within a lot of babies in Africa that was, suffering as a lack of clean resources in regards to water, food, and things of that nature. So the foods that you eat are not just delicious, but they're powerful. And so we tell you guys to include the seeds within the papaya. Normally people throw the seeds away, but we're going to use the seeds within the papaya as a means to get the bile flowing well enough in order to really digest the food, as well as to potentially attack and or kill any worm or parasite that we could by doing so. Understand that a week is not going to be long enough in order for you guys to effectively kill everything that you may have going on, if any. This honestly is hopefully you take this with you, and the goal is to apply this once a month towards yourself. During this challenge, one of the biggest things that we get are the complaints. And that's even from people that are not doing the extreme aspect of it. You have some people that are doing the sea moss, they're making sure that they're consuming the sea moss in the smoothies, but they're still eating the food that they would regularly eat. So they're not really restricting themselves, but they're still complaining. And for those of you that will be fasting, if you are choosing to do nothing but smoothies for 7 days, and in which we advise, because it's truly a beautiful journey. But for those of you going through that, there may be a lot of things that are very deeply rooted that comes up. One of the things that we had the luxury of doing in the first challenge was making everything personable. We were able to really speak to everyone on a personal level in regards to their goals, their aspirations, and who they wanted to be and what they wanted to do. And mind you, this is not just for 7 days. The mental transformative aspect of this is really just us trying to help you start with wherever you may be going mentally. We teach that the mind is the first organ that has to change before anything else can change. Your mind is so powerful that just the thoughts of certain things can create physical bodily reactions. And if it's something that you don't tackle, especially in the beginning when you're trying to take those steps into whoever it is that you're trying to be, whatever goals that you may have, regardless of what they are, that journey is going to be even more difficult. And if you guys read that packet, we have a lot of good stuff in there, really meant to boost self-esteem, to boost awareness of self, so that you understand how responsible you are, and how accountable we're holding you to your transformation. Did I say anything that anybody has any questions about? Nope. Okay. Well, I take advantage of smaller rooms. You know, you have some people, they want the 300 audience, but I love it when it's just a hot 15, 20 of us, because it gives me the opportunity to get to know you personally. It gives me the opportunity to speak to everyone, so that, you know, we can get as engaged as we can be. Does anybody have any goals? The first day, today, the challenge was to define who you want to be. Is there anybody that has any goals, any health goals? Are we dealing with any ailments that we need help with in regards to how to actually reverse any mentality? Some people, it's a character thing. We got to work on our character in order to start making better decisions. Anybody have any goals?
I have goal. I've been dealing the last couple of years with high blood numbers, specifically cholesterol. And then I'm always on the pre-diabetic side.
Okay.
And here lately, I'm experiencing joint pain that are becoming increasingly painful.
Okay.
And so I'm not I'm not pro pills. Like, I don't want to take a bunch of meds. I don't want to take the statins. And so I've just been trying to look into certain avenues to try and do it on a more natural basis. And so I've heard a lot about the CMOS, maybe for a little over a year, but I didn't know anything about it. And then I saw you guys actually through Tabitha Brown's site. And then I thought, well, let me check them out. And so when you guys were doing the challenge, I just thought it would be a great way to learn about it and then apply it under the guide of somebody that knows what they're doing.
Perfect. I understand. Okay. The beautiful thing, and it's not beautiful being, you know, pre-diabetic. It's not God's blessing, but the beautiful thing about it, when I hear about people going through those kinds of things, is that the power is completely in your hands. There are some people dealing with things that are a bit more deeply rooted, you know, different kinds of blood disorders, you know, things with the actual programming of the body. But just from the sound of it, I can honestly tell you that all of your issues, although separate, really may be one. In regards to those that are pre-diabetic, you know, especially if you don't have a vegan diet, even if you have a vegan diet, if you have a tendency to eat a lot of bleached things, and people do eat a lot of bleached things, a lot of processed foods, a lot of sugar, a lot of fake carbohydrates. What happens is that whenever there's too much glucose or blood that gets into the body, or that gets into the blood, it thickens in a sense. And so you get to the point to where not only is the blood not flowing as it necessarily should, but it's not circulating as it should either. The sugar, the bleached flour, and things of that nature, it taxes us in a way that our body can't handle. We just can't feel it. We don't understand it in that moment. And so when you put these sugar, especially anything with fructose or what's that?
Sucralose.
Yeah, sucralose. Like, there's so many different names that they give these sugars, but none of them are natural. The only natural sugar that you're going to get is from fruit. When you put these sugars into your body, I call it the raisin theory. The sugar is actually dehydrating. And what happens is, when you put things into the body that the body can't immediately digest, it has to turn into something that the body can process in order for the body to deal with it. And I call it the raisin theory because we use a raisin as an example. A raisin is a dehydrated grape. The body does not process dehydrated things that well. Dehydrated things are not the best in regards to for the gut, the flora within the gut. So to handle this dehydrated raisin, the body must give it some moisture in order to develop it back into a grape in order for it to process. Where do you think that moisture is coming from? You. It pulls from your veins. It pulls from, that's where you get those that joint issue, because your body, the things that you are eating are literally robbing you of your nutrients, just for your body to be able to deal with it. And so when these veins become frayed, that's why some people within that are diabetic have issues with their eyes. It's almost like the nerves become so frayed that the vision becomes distorted. When those nerves become frayed and they are inflamed, or they're closed, they're tightening a bit more than what they should, the pressure of the blood has to go up for the blood to be able to circulate. So these are a multitude of things happening because of one thing. And typically what Western doctors would do is say, okay, well, here's pre-diabetic medicine, here's high cholesterol medicine, here's high blood pressure medicine. And none of these things are actually tackling the core of the problem, in which is very simple. If you are experiencing any ailment, what your body is telling you is, hey, we've had enough. That's when you find out, hey, this is what's happening. The body is already struggling. All you have to do is to literally change your diet and watch every single one of those ailments flip. Diabetes is a lifestyle disorder. Cancer, a lot of cancers, about 60% of cancers are lifestyle disorders, meaning that you get these things based off of the life that you live. It's just like a car. You can't put diesel into a regular compact and expect it to go. It's the same thing in regards to us. When we are eating these things that are robbing us of the things that we need, especially for people that are already not hydrated enough. If you drink enough water, then it will fluctuate. But if you're already dehydrated, eating and consuming things that's taking the little moisture you have from your body, it's going to go elsewhere. It has to find something to do with it. That's all that is. When you do this challenge, I encourage you, if you can, because even in regards to pre-diabetic or even diabetes, the whole objective is just to reset the body. That's all that we're doing, resetting the body. When you stop putting things into the body that it has to deal with, it deals with itself. I would love to check in with you and to really just walk with you in regards to that, because when you realize just how much power over this situation you have, you're gonna take off. Once you conceptualize what you can do for yourself, everything else is not going to even make sense, because it's not, and they don't benefit off of telling you, hey, that Twinkie, your kidney can't do that, they can't process that. They don't make anything off of that. So they're not telling you how simple this is. Change your lifestyle, and everything else is gonna go.
Your consultation with us is next week, right? Monday?
Yes.
And the bulk of you, we meet with you next week. And before the first one we did in January, it was a little different. The most of them met with us before the challenge or during, and then some of them kind of picked up towards the end. But this time, it's like we're coming to you because it's like she mentioned, it's real personable. So we're coming to you. We're wanting to know what your goals are, what you have in mind, if you're willing. Like everything, ultimately, the results of this challenge depends on your actions, all of you. I'm not singling anyone out, but all of you. And so after the challenge is over, we're meeting with you all next week. And so that's where if you had anything you wanted to address even then, we'll be able to dive into that and figure out what you did this week leading up to the consultation. And then, you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. Just weigh out, how you feel, how effective it was for you. But and that's honestly because I don't. It's rare that you get the during these. I feel like we got a lot of people that had serious issues that took us to look into genes and what's turned on and what's turned off. But a lot of us have so much power that we are not acknowledging. And the sole purpose of this is to get you to understand just how much power you have. If you can do the 7-day challenge, you can do this for the rest of your life. This is just a start.
And along the way, you'll be learning so much because we're going to give so much. So the next 2 meetings that we have is going to be Wednesday and Friday at the same time. We're really going to dive into a lot of information. So I see some of you have notes. You're taking notes now, but Wednesday and Friday, make sure there you go, come with your best notebook full of pages and a pen and an extra one just in case that pen stopped working. But that's, to me, that's one of the most beautiful things about the challenge is like you're learning along the way. It's not just make sure you take your CMOS. It's literally you're getting information in regards to why you're taking this and why herbs can implement, and whether it is you're trying to lose weight, reverse an illness, or whatever the case may be, strengthen your mental clarity and emotional intelligence. Everything that's in this challenge is geared towards those exact things. We're focusing on not only the body but the mind as well. So this is exciting.
Yeah. Absolutely, and I can't wait. I challenge all of you again to get as engaged as you can. Especially send us the pictures of the smoothies. That text messaging app, we respond. You're talking to us whenever you're on there. So guys, get as engaged as you can. We want to talk to y'all as much as we can. We want to understand what you're going through, how you feel, as much as you can. Especially on the mental transformative side. I make my bed. And there's a lot of people that don't understand the importance of making the bed or understanding the importance of how you talk about yourself and how you feel about yourself. That has, the impact that has, who you see yourself as has on your actions. Because a lot of us are self-sabotaging, and that's why we're here. We're here wanting to do better because we know that we are better and that we can do better, but we're just not. And so anything that we can utilize to help us be who we know that we can be, we reach for, and we understand that. So that's what we want to help with. We want to help. We literally want to change minds, change lives. And it's the knowledge that's going to hold y'all to that. Before we let you go, I just want to mess up somebody's morning tomorrow. If y'all have a glass of milk tomorrow, instead of saying I'm having a glass of milk, I want y'all to say, and promise you're going to say, I'm enjoying a glass of pus right now. I'm enjoying a glass of blood right now. I hope that messes up somebody's morning. If you put creamer in that coffee, Lord, I hope it messes somebody up. Ice cream, anybody's gonna have ice cream tomorrow. Just know you like frozen pus. It ain't no difference.
Can I ask a question about almond creamer? Is that any better than the regular creamer?
The thing with almonds is a kind of it's not a phytochemical, but there's an acid that are in some nuts. And you would have some herbalists that'll say, what are they? Almonds are not alkaline, and because they are not alkaline, they should not be used.
Contain cyanide.
Yeah, it contains cyanide within them. You will have a lot of different researchers that'll say, yes, it contains cyanide, and then some that will say it doesn't contain enough to be a worry. And so, that's really everybody's choice. We don't gravitate towards almonds. We gravitate towards the things that we know is beneficial. Hemp seeds, Brazil nut, walnuts, nuts that are alkaline, that provide the body with a lot of nutrients, are the nuts that we go towards just to steer clear.
Make our own milk, that is, though.
Yes.
And with that, if you haven't texted us yet, please do, because that's where we'll literally be texting you videos of us showing you how to make, turn your sea moss into gel, how to make your own milk at home, how to make Irish moss recipe drink, like how to make different recipes, and just being as personal with you as we can throughout this challenge, so you're not left out and you feel like you can't do, or you can't make the gel, or you don't know how to use it other than in smoothies, because there's a multitude of ways you can use it. So text us so that we can text you all the goodies, like all the goodies.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So for me, it's more so about a lifestyle change. Like, I'm trying to get my family to follow suit, and hey, I'm going to step out here first and try and figure it out. I want to help my wife get off the blood pressure pills and stuff like that. So I'm trying to step out here and be the guinea pig, so that if dad's moving in that direction, hey, well, I haven't fell over yet, so you guys can do it too, and they can kind of watch me on this journey. But what I'm concerned about is, like, I ran 6 miles yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm concerned about the energy levels and making sure that I keep enough nutrients to do what I have to do every day while I make this transformation.
Well, you know what? To be completely 100% honest with you, I first of all congratulate you because making those kind of changes when you have a family is not easy. It's difficult to get everybody to be on the same train. In regards to my approach to helping a multitude of families transition, I honestly advise that all of you do it at the same time. There's something about the figuring out together, the struggle together, that kind of seals and locks everything in with everyone. And I want you to also understand that because there are so many parents, and you know what, I praise the parents today because I feel like y'all are gentle in the way that a lot of parents in the previous generation may not have been. And I think that it's a part of that gentleness that causes issues when it comes to things like this. Because the ultimate reality of it is this is the greatest sign of love that you could give. When you love somebody and you go and you make a pork chop sandwich that you know is going to cause inflammation, she already dealing with X, Y, and Z, we're not loving as deeply as we could be. You're doing the right thing for them, something that's going to benefit them. So the arguments and the pushback that would come from that, my advice to even the mothers that have dealt with this is, honestly, you're just going to have to deal with it. But know and understand that you're doing the right thing, and it's something that they're going to appreciate you for leading them into later down the line. In regards to your energy levels, you have nothing to worry about. The reality of it is, for those of you that do the CMOS challenge alone, and I say the smoothies alone because if you're eating meat and all of that stuff while doing this, you're not going to feel the same effects of someone that was just doing or just eating in accordance to what we're advising with the smoothies. But if you were to do just a smoothie challenge, whether you're not eating any meat or anything of that nature, what you're going to feel is your body electrifying. Your energy levels are going to be out the roof. And it makes absolute sense in regards as to why they would do that. Not only is the fruit feeding your body on a cellular level, providing you with all the different kind of nutrients that you may need, and aside from fiber, I'm talking about vitamins and things of that nature. But you're also, how can I put it? You're not giving your body anything to work on. Most of the time after people eat, especially when they're eating the meats and things of that nature, you need to sit down. Feel a little tired. Stomach probably hurt, a little inflamed.
You get the itis.
You get the itis. That's because your body literally is saying, whoa, okay, like you put a lot on me right now. Okay, so I gotta focus on this. And as a result of, you feel sluggish. You're slowing down because your body is exerting more energy into digesting and processing what you just put into it versus what you would probably rather be doing.
Another way to look at it is, like Ash mentioned earlier, that CMOS is an experiment, and one of the best things that I think that it's amazing for is expelling mucus. So if you're consuming CMOS and it's already doing its job, which is to expel mucus, and then you turn around and you eat this like some more mucus forming foods while taking the CMOS, it's like it's now clashing. Like, how can we expel mucus if you're putting the same foods in me that's causing the mucus to even be there and continue to build up? It just doesn't make sense. In other words,
you're really battling yourself doing two opposing things, but you have nothing to worry about. What I tell people is look at nature. To me, nature tells us everything. Nature, when you look at the world around you, I've always felt as if everything going on in the world around me is a reflection of what's going on internally within all of us as beings. That's just my ideology in regards to that. The strongest animals, the biggest animals, the toughest animals are vegan. Gorillas, these are vegans. They eat nothing but plants. And it's not, they sell you on this lie that you need protein in order to go. And it's a really weird ideology if anybody's ever sat down and broke it down, and I won't go too deep in it, but it's almost like they said you have to eat mussels to get muscles. The ideology is to eat protein to gain muscles. That's not how the body works. There's a multitude of things that go into that before muscles or any ailment, any aspect of the body is created. But that's the ideology that they put you onto. It's not necessarily about your protein, it's about your fiber intake. It's about it's about you getting the right vitamins and the right minerals within your body throughout the day. And this extends even mentally. Like a lot of people, there may be somebody in the last challenge, somebody had horrible headaches. They had no understanding as to why. They took all the medicine that they gave them. Why do I have horrible headaches? Well, what's your diet like? Do you eat a lot of vegetables and things of that nature? No. Okay, well, let me break down a headache to you, since we may not understand it. The menses, the skin of the brain becomes excitable by different neural agents, neurochemicals that the brain releases. The brain uses different minerals and things of that nature in order to regulate what it's releasing. People that have a tendency to have a lot of headaches also are magnesium deficient a lot of times. That's why some of the advice is to take more magnesium or to eat bananas and things of that nature because of the magnesium within it. The brain uses that in order to regulate how much serotonin is actually being released. When the brain releases too much serotonin, the menses within the brain become too excited. Now your head is throbbing. Now different things are going off solely and simply because you are not eating what you need to in order for you to have a minerally balanced body. So it's more than just cleaning out the tummy and trying to make sure we stay clean or save the animals. This is about understanding our body on a cellular level to know why this is beneficial for you. You're going to be absolutely fine. If not gain more. We have so many people today, so many weightlifters. Arnold, I always say his last name wrong, so I'm not
Schwarzenegger.
him. He's talking about it now. You know, a lot of people fell for the advertisement, and that's what people don't get. Eggs has never been healthy, never have been. Today they're linked with cancer. I'm on a roll for breakfast tomorrow morning. Anybody else? Eggs.
I
I'm
do have one
glad
other
I'm having
question.
smoothies for breakfast in the morning because you would have messed me up with the eggs and the milk and the blue.
I'm honored.
I do have one other question.
Okay.
The ACV gels that's like on the market right now, the apple cider vinegar, the little red gel things.
Mm-hmm.
What is like? What is your take on that, and will that impact this negatively, or apple cider vinegar as a whole?
You can clean tires with apple cider vinegar. You can also do the same thing with Coca-Cola. You can eliminate rust with products like that. Put that on your hair, and a lot of people, because we have locks, and so with the acid, and we tried it too. Don't think we perfect. We sometimes we learn by fire. You know, it's when you hit a crackling, you're like, oh, that's what that does. Okay. Put it on your hair and see what it does to your hair. If it has the ability to strip your hair of its external shine, the nutrients and things of that nature, if it has the ability to cleanse some pretty tough things, what makes us think that it's safe internally?
In the body.
It's somebody with ulcers right now.
Well,
Have
thank you.
no idea.
I have a question as well. Celine, um, I embarked upon this journey for a lifestyle change as well. I spent 23 years in the Air Force, dragging bags and wearing boots and heels, and now I have plantar fasciitis. Well, that pain in my feet has now, of course, caused joint pain in my ankles, my knees, my back. So I'm reading a lot about inflammation and um, trying to eat foods that, don't cause inflammation. So that's the reason that I decided to sign up with you on this challenge for the sea moss gel because I've been watching a lot of Tabitha's videos. That's how I learned about Smart Vegan was from Tabitha. So I too have the same challenge as Dion, and I'm sure others of my family has no desire whatsoever to do this along with me. So I find myself like this morning when I did my smoothie, making something else for my fiance. When I did my waters and I put my cucumber and lemon slices in it, he has tea. So I find myself making two separate things,
I
which is
understand.
yeah, which is annoying. So it is much more difficult with someone. So I'm excited about this week of learning everything that I can from you guys and moving forward. So thank you so much.
Not a problem at
you.
all.
I found you just in time to join this challenge because my products came today.
Yay.
Hey.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It like I said, it's tough, but it's something that can be done. It's especially, and it actually becomes so much that people don't talk about, especially in regards to women, being with someone that may not be as clean as you. That a lot of people, especially women that are vegan, women end up with different kind of bacterial infections and just different things of that nature. When you are with someone that may not be as clean as you, and or not necessarily the pH within their body, but just their overall health, it's not where yours are, it will cause complications. And so it's very important to try to get your partner to be along the same journey, because I've seen everything from boils being created externally to different sores and rashes and all kinds of different stuff. And so, it may be difficult for him, but to be completely honest with you, the way that I feel is if you love yourself and you love him and he loves himself and he loves you, continuing to act upon or to engage within behaviors that we know are destroying or destructive in regards to our being shouldn't be allowed. And so that, there comes a point in time for there to be accountability. Before we get off, I'll just leave it really quick. The way her and I started, we're kind of like goers. Like, we say you're gonna do something, did it, cool, and it's really fast for us. But she was the first one to say, yeah, no, I think I want to be vegetarian. And I said, okay, you have to match that frequency. You have to match that energy. You can't have someone striving to better themselves and to be better for themselves, and you're okay with not doing the same. And so that challenged me as a partner to meet her halfway. And then what did we watch? What the Health? We watched What the Health, and I said we're vegan as of tomorrow.
Yes.
Been vegan ever since. And she matched me with that energy. And so it's difficult. I will by no means ever lie and say this is the easiest thing to do. It is honestly difficult because of what it requires of the mind. This requires us to be different people. It requires us for us to put our traumas down, to put everything that may be self-sabotaging and destructive down, and really hold ourselves accountable to this change, to really take control of ourselves. And again, just before we go, that's what this is all about. A lot of us are not in control of ourselves. And veganism and eating healthy, it's not just about the body, but it's just as much about the mind. A lot of us we're out of control. And I put the analogy of a car, of a ship. There's just imagine a spaceship and someone within it. And the person within it says to go right, but the ship has a little personality of its own, and it sees something shiny and it goes left. That's how a lot of us are, to where we're completely out of control. I don't live this way just because I always want to. If I could validate that chicken was healthy, I'd be tearing it up. And that's just me being completely honest, in regards to myself. But it's not. And this process and this journey for me is as much about my health as it is getting my body to obey my mind, and my mind to obey my spirit. It's getting me to listen. It's not about what I can do. I can eat whatever I want to eat. Nobody is holding me to this. It's what I won't do. I won't engage in any kind of behavior that I know is destructive towards my being. I won't do that to myself. I won't. So the knowledge within itself is going to hold, hopefully, a lot of people just like it held us. So again, if y'all have those eggs and that cheese in the morning, happy constipation, okay? I know that stomach gonna burn, and just for this, just so y'all know, a lot of, especially Black people, genetically, a lot of African Americans, we do not have the enzyme to break down lactase, which is the sugar that's within dairy. So you are getting an upset stomach when you eat that stuff because your body does not possess the enzymes needed in order to break that down.
Clarity on this challenge. we're to consume the smoothie, and I see in the chat someone said that you can make multiple smoothies in a day.
Yes.
So what's the? I mean, is it just supposed to be a smoothie only, and then maybe how this works? So,
You
so what does a day look like?
you said you broke
Did
out.
it break up?
Yeah, you said I heard you say maybe the
The broth that was in the package to make. Are we supposed to make that and consume that? Does that go in conjunction with the smoothies?
absolutely. Well, in regards to the smoothies, you can make as many smoothies as you would like. Like you can consume as many smoothies as you would like to consume within the day. In regards to your intake for the sea moss, be mindful. You have a lot of healers that will tell you that you can't take sea moss in excess. You can have as much of it as you want. But I don't. And it's no disrespect to Sabi or any other greats that said anything, but we follow our own mind here. If my body is made out of 70% water and I can drink water to the point to where I could have water poison, there should be nothing else in this world that I should be able to consume in excess and expect nothing to happen. So while you are doing this challenge, if you choose to consume a multitude of smoothies throughout the day, in which you are more than welcome to, just be mindful of the amount of sea moss that you are utilizing throughout your day. In regards to the other question that you had, like what does a typical day look like? For those that are choosing, oh, I'm sorry, love. For those that are solely choosing to consume the sea moss within the day, then that's it. That's simply it. You're not the sea moss, the smoothies. That's simply it. You can have a smoothie whenever you're hungry or whenever you just choose to drink it. For those that are not taking it to that extent, all you're really wanting to do is to make sure that you're implementing sea moss into your life more. That's as basic as the challenge gets. So if you want to have a meal, you want to have a salad, you want to have whatever you eat, by all means do so. As long as you walk out of this challenge with at least the ability or the innate want to consume sea moss regularly, more efficiently, because a lot of people's issue is consistency, that's cool. So what do you want to do? Do you want to do just the smoothies alone? Are you looking to go on a fast with this challenge? Or do you just want to make sure that you're implementing sea moss within your body on a day-to-day basis?
I'm looking to maximize the program for my benefit. So however that looks like, that's what I want to do.
Smoothies only. And with each smoothie, what you would do is, I don't know what kind of blender that you have, but every kind of smoothie that we're advising that you make on that day, make an excess of it and put it in a freezer. That way, when you want some more, you have some more and you drink on that throughout the day.
Or eat it like.
And then what about the broth?
When you say the broth, what are you referring to?
So there, I purchased everything that was on that list.
In regards to the kale soup, if you don't want to, we just wanted to make sure we included different things for people to be able to utilize. So you don't have to utilize the broth now, but we wanted you to know how to make it on your own.
Oh.
So the whole goal was to make sure that you guys were using sea moss in everything that you could. Like you can bake with sea moss, you can apply sea moss topically. You know, there's so many different things. We gave you a recipe in regards to a formula, like an herbal formula that I got from a multitude of different herbalists that I appreciate, like Patrick Delves and things and people like that. But tells you how to use sea moss in regards to herbs to get rid of different infections or different conditions of the lung, those hot and dry conditions that come with COVID that makes it difficult to breathe. The mucus gets clogged up within the airways, and that's where the breathing becomes obstructed. And so utilizing that sea moss in a way that we provided to you in regards to that formula is going to help loosen up that mucus within the lungs that were hardened and hopefully make it easier for you to pass that mucus, making it easier for you to breathe. In regards to how much sea moss you should have a day, we advise 4 tablespoons. Go ahead.
They're still on here.
The truth of it is that you can consume more. The reason as to why we minimize it is to make sure that nobody does it in excess. The tricky thing, anybody trying to tell you that there's a one way anything in regards to herbs is lying. There's not, everybody's in different states in regards to their own health, in regards to their own conditions. Just like somebody could be pre-diabetic and don't know it, someone could be borderline, in regards to hyperthyroidism, and taking CMOS. If you're dealing with hyperthyroidism, it can actually be fatal. So you want, not necessarily fatal, but very dangerous. You can increase those THC levels and things of that nature more than what you should, making different nodules and stuff like that come out of that. So we advise 4 tablespoons a day. If you feel comfortable with doing more, do more. But just be mindful that you need to be mindful of what you're consuming and how much you're consuming, because it is doing something to your body. It's adding something to your body. These things have things within it that add to your body. You are never just eating something and it's not doing anything to you. Did that answer your question? Okay, cool.
How much?
Yeah, okay. Yes, thank you. Awesome. Okay.
Can I ask a quick question?
Okay.
First off, thank you. I feel so blessed to be a part of this, honestly. So thank you. But I didn't make my CMOS gel yet. I'm not gonna front. And I'm making it tonight. Can I use the lime water to make it, or would you toss the lime water and use fresh water?
Lime water in regards to soaking it?
Yeah. Like I've read that you reuse that water, you soak it in, and then I read you don't. So
It depends on how you're trying to utilize it. In regards to the reutilization of the water, especially depending on how well you cleaned it. Like some people are not cleaning it well to where they're still having dirt and things of that nature in their water. If your water is not clean, then I honestly would not use it internally. People can use it for your plants if you're into planting or anything like that, and it works really great for that. In regards to that lime, typically what you would do the only point of the lime is to try to eliminate some of the strong sea moss taste and flavor. That's all that it does. And so you would put that lime in there only for a few hours and then take that out. You wouldn't soak your sea moss for the full 24 hours with that lime.
okay. And my other question is, I was reading through all the stuff you sent me last night. Thank you so much for that. And some of the stuff said CMOS and then some said CMOS gel. So in the recipes that just said CMOS, I'm assuming that meant CMOS gel.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm going to be messaging you because I have a list of health stuff, but it's, I love that you use the word reset. I think it's a great reset. So thank you both.
Awesome. No problem. Thank y'all. If anybody else has any questions, I say we got about 5 more minutes to make it end it at 8. Go ahead and ask. Go on once.
Yeah, I too agree with Laura when you said, I like the reset. And I also like what you said about matching your partner's energy. That's something I always tell people in business when you have a business partner or someone that you work with. Hey, I match your energy. So if
Right.
you're ready to go, I'm ready to go. If you're not, call me later.
Yeah.
I love your energy. I'm excited about this lifestyle change, and I cannot say thank you enough.
Oh,
Thank y'all.
Thank y'all so
It lights
much.
up our world. Thank y'all. All right.
Hi.
How you doing?
Hi, I'm sorry. I came on late. For some reason, your email went to my promotions email, and I missed a lot of it. Will there be a replay for this at all?
It's
Or
recorded. You're going to get the link.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
Not a problem at all. All right, y'all. I feel confident in knowing, I don't know what y'all eat tomorrow, but again, happy constipation if it ain't the right thing. And I cannot wait to talk to y'all again. Our next talk, talking about just the science aspect of it. I can't wait. So yes, y'all have a great night tonight. Thank you for your time. Thank y'all for being here. I can't wait to just get through this journey.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Good
Bye.
Good night.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
No eggs.
Good night.
Good night.